It is with a heavy heart for me to report to you that so many bags that I covered last year that's well under the $500 mark are dead. Okay, so when I say dead, they're not actually dead. It just means they're no longer that $500 and under. After like the tariffs and what seems like an unlimited amount of price increases due to inflation or whatever factors they want to use, a lot of these brands are no longer at that $500 threshold or even under. I know a lot of you have found me and stayed with me because I've gone down that rabbit hole and found you all of these fantastic brands. And it may not seem like that's the case anymore, but don't fret. I've put together quite an extensive list, I think of 15 different brands that you can still consider. I think it is important. Well, none of this actually is important. These are all just frivolous handbags if you really think about it, but it is important to the handbag loving community to cover this category, especially going into the holiday season, whether you're trying to keep it under $500 for yourself or your kids, your mother, your sister, your bestie, your teacher, your butcher. Listen, you may have a fantastic relationship with your hairdresser or your butcher. I don't know what you do with your time. You know, you got to make sure you keep your hairdresser happy so that your hair comes out nice, or your butcher, she'll give you like the best cut of New York strip. There's always a reason to stay under that $500 mark, whatever that reason may be. Now, if you find this to be a super helpful video, make sure you hit that like button to let me know, and drop a comment down below to let me know if you want another one that's similar, but it's between the 5 and 1,000 mark. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Okay, I did my best to add a lot of these bags to cart to see what the taxes and the duties look like at checkout to try to keep it under that $500 mark. But there's also some coupons that in mind for some of these bags, you know, Black Friday sales, anniversary sales. Again, this is published in like the holiday season, but if you're watching this outside of the shopping season, just know that any holiday, whether it's Martin Luther King, President's Day, Memorial Day, this is all applicable to using the coupons and seeing if you can get that under retail. So please make sure to do your own due diligence, because whatever state or whatever country you're in, I can't possibly cover all of that. But as a general rule of thumb, I try to add it to carts to see what the taxes and the duties and what the grand total would be for you. So I've got some bags I want to cover here, some of them just kind of scattered everywhere. A lot of these brands you may have heard of already, and I've gone over some of them already. Just a reminder, let's do a quick review. And then there are some that I don't have here in my collection, and some new brands that I have discovered but never covered it on my channel. So you definitely don't want to miss out. The first brand I want to go over is Songmont, and you guys all know and love Songmont. They were very heavily sponsored and gifted, but what I love about this particular brand is that they have kept their prices relatively consistent. And yes, this is a Chinese brand, which is why they're able to produce a lot of these bags at a much lower cost. But to me, I don't really care if it's made in China or if it's made in Italy. If the quality is there, the quality is there. Is it the best leather? Is it Hermes leather? No, it's not. But I think, you know, if Coach is taking a resurgence, everybody loves Coach. And then of course, all of their bags, majority of their bags are either made in China or Vietnam. And we don't have an issue with that, right? Don't discount it, but I think Songmont is doing fantastic designs at such a reasonable cost. At this one, again, $269. I did do a dedicated review for this bag. So everything I'm talking about today, whether it's the links to these bags or videos, I will make sure to pin in the comments down below, as well as the description box, so that you can easily access them without having to search on it for my channel. This is the mini Som bag, but another one to take a look at that is under $500 is the medium size. A lot of people tote it as the Picotin dupe, so something to consider. Again, I want to rapid fire. I got 15 brands and multiple bags under each brand, but really has my attention is the Yore toast bag, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't know what that leather is, but this has basically been living rent-free in my head for quite a while. And you know I love the East-West bag, which I actually have one to show you. Do I need another one of these? No, but this one definitely has my heart. Again, just anything from the Yore line, the mini duffel, The medium duffel, I kind of want to test out that leather. The picture is showing me how it's very unique. Like it seems very malleable, but then it's also very durable. So it just has me intrigued. So I might just order it and see what that looks like. But again, these pieces are well under $500, so it could be a good experiment. The second brand I do not have in my collection. I know this has been gaining a lot of popularity. I've been eyeballing them for years, but I never made the plunge. This guy, hi, you want treats? I don't have treats. Actually, I do. But the brand I'm talking about is Verified New York. They're doing fantastic designs. A lot more has come out since. When in the beginning, when I was looking at them like 2 years ago, they had very quirky designs, but then they have shifted over to the more modern, the more sleek, very sophisticated kind of designs. And of course, you have my interest when you go down that route. So the chocolate eclair, again, the East-West trend, very on point, but then they also have the clasp. So it kind of reminds me of a traditional kiss lock bag, maybe kind of similar to the Coach kiss lock, except there's just a much more, instead of like the little balls at the top, it's a clasp. Again, very traditional, but yet very modern at the same time. The other one I had my eye on is the chocolate club bag. This is only for pre-order, so I don't think anybody has done any reviews on this. Again, I also never seen Verified New York in person, so I don't know what the leather quality looks like, but for such a massive bag, at $448 retail, I think that could be worth it, and you really get the bang for your buck. And it also unzips at the bottom. So this really looks like a gym bag or a duffel or a travel bag. The design just seems very elegant, very high quality. And lastly, which is their hobo bag. This is their original design that caught my attention in the first place. I just never made the plunge in purchasing it. And they all have different variations, whether it's suede, gold hardware, silver hardware, lots of different colors. So very classic looking bag if that is your jam. The next brand is Rabbinko. I don't have this bag with me. I have done a whole entire video on this, and I think this is a fantastic option. The retail is at $509, but I feel like they always have some sort of discount, at least 10% off. So that would put you under the $500 mark. And this Sorors, I'm totally butchering that. I know one of you guys taught me how to say this Irish word, but I'm just gonna not butcher it. It's the soft structural belt bag in the mini size. I, again, love this bag and the shape of it, the functionality of it. It comes with a long strap, it comes with a shoulder strap. It is just so easy to use. 10 out of 10 would definitely recommend this bag, and it comes in beautiful colors. The next brand is Beracamy. I've done videos, multiple videos with Beracamy, so I no longer have those bags in my closet just because I had to do a clear out, and actually one of the bags went to one of you, so I'm really happy. Hopefully you're enjoying it and it's in its new happy home. Just need to rotate as I'm doing more reviews. I just can't keep all of them. However, Beracamy's pricing is fantastic and their leather quality is also fantastic. The one I'm eyeballing, again, I'm really into this whole big tote thing, even though I don't really use totes, but I just keep gravitating towards style. It just reminds me of the Row, not the Margot, I forget what it's called. I think it's the India bag, except the strap for this is so much longer. That is my biggest beef. A lot of these bags, the bowler bags, they come with cute little short straps. And I'm just like, I don't want to just hand carry it. And then it also comes with a long adjustable strap where you then carry it like a duffel. And I don't want to do that. I hate doing that. I want the straps to be long enough. And this one looks like it's perfect. It's called the Bashore bag, if I'm saying that correctly. And again, it is $450. So it's well under that $500 mark. So the Empiricism bag is the one I had. Again, if you want to check out that video and the review of it, it reminds me of the Celine Romy bag, which I'm not a slouchy bag person, especially this particular style. So this is the one that went to one of you guys, and you can wear it in 7 different ways. Now, am I ever gonna use it in 7 different ways? No, but it's nice. It's a nice ring to it. I majority used it as a shoulder bag and or a crossbody. The last one is the Orokami bag, which is a bucket bag that you can also wear in multiple ways. I'm not really a bucket bag person. However, if you are, this is definitely high quality materials, and I think it is something that you should consider well under the $500 mark. The next brand, I've literally beat TheHorse to death, and no pun intended, actually pun intended, because it is literally the brand called TheHorse. well under the $500 mark. Some of them, I think they're all under $300, I want to say. Again, I'm quoting in US prices, not Australian prices. Fantastic option if you want the Clara bag. Super high quality. Is it, again, none of these are Hermes quality, so don't come for me and say, oh, they're not the greatest quality ever. For the price that you are paying, they are phenomenal. Believe me, I've seen bags that at TJ Maxx that they're charging $130, and I'm just like, you want how much for this quality? Excuse me, how offensive, how rude. Now this, when it comes to the horse, again, you can see this, the leather has kind of like, not sunking in, but you can tell I've used this quite a bit, and it still feels very luxurious. Now, obviously, the hero product from TheHorse is the Clementine. This is the first bag I ever bought from TheHorse, and I think we're in a couple months, we're coming up to 2 years of me owning this, which is wild. And look at the structure of it. Look at this, just like the wear and tear. And I do use this bag quite a bit, and I throw it around it's, I don't know, it's like a pair of shoes. I just throw in the back seat, throw on the couch, throw it on the floor. Like literally, I throw this bag everywhere, and it's still looking phenomenal. Since I bought this bag, and I think back in the day, they only had like maybe 3 colors, and now they have like 8 or 10 different colors with different hardware, different sizes. You literally cannot go wrong with purchasing from TheHorse. The other 2 I do want to mention from TheHorse is the Friday bag. I bought like 2 different ones. I no longer have them in my collection. My biggest feedback with the Friday horse is that it was too structured. There's a weird tab that stuck out, the zipper tab that stuck out. They have since then made updates to it and made it much more slouchy, much more malleable, and it looked like the updates was quite the success because it looks so much better now. The last one that really is catching my attention is the Lottie bag, Lottie bag. And of course, it's that particular style, which this one is actually much bigger. It's like the slouchy, the mushiness, but it looks like from the pictures that it is versatile, where you can wear it as a crossbody or as a shoulder bag. That is totally up my alley, and I would love to add that to my collection. The following brand I want to quickly cover is Poel. So this is actually a Ukrainian brand. I've never touched on them before. Figure this is a good time to make a quick comment or two debut on my channel. Poel, their untitled bag in Marsala, which I think is the burgundy. Again, you know, I'm a sucker for East-West, and who knew that just with a simple East-West trend, you can come up with like 50 different variations. Now this one only has 1 strap. I'm a little hesitant with this one. As much as I love the look of it, I don't particularly enjoy rolled handles, especially when it's a rolled shoulder handle. I feel like that slips off my shoulder much more easily as opposed to a flat handle like this, right? But other than that, this is a beautiful bag. The flap itself looks amazing. The other bag that also caught my attention from Poel is the Object Number 3 in brown. Now this is their iteration of like the Birkin, the Roe Margot. It's like their big bag energy where the work corporate girly can use this. And I do like how simple it is with that gold hardware detail right across. Obviously, it kind of reminds me of the Birkin, but then it's not a straight up dupe of the Birkin, right? They actually put their own unique spin on it. The last one from Poel is the Riposo bag in multiple different colors. Now this reminds me of the Longchamp. I call it the tulip bag. I know it's not called a tulip bag. And also reminds me of Little Niffer. I don't know, I'm butchering everything. They also have something very similar to this. So this is obviously their iteration, and it looks like it's canvas. Again, with the rolled shoulder straps, not the biggest fan. I wish they were a little bit more flat so that it's easier to carry. However, it is a beautiful bag. This sculptural shape, can't go wrong with that. The next brand is Madewell. Now this is a super cost-effective, very accessible brand that you can just buy online. I have purchased many Madewell bags. I still have my sling bag. It's somewhere around here. I think I packed it away. This was like $60, I want to say. And the quality of the leather is just fantastic. The zipper is phenomenal. Interior is a lined, cloth lined. And again, are they the most innovative? No, but they do come out with a lot of fantastic pieces that majority of time are actually under $100, especially if you can find them on sale. They do come in like relatively small batches and can sell out pretty quickly. I think when it comes to Madewell, their purses do the best. Now, what I had my eye on is the belted satchel bag. Again, another bowler bag kind of feel to it with the buckle. I think it's very elegant. It's also very rustic at the same time. The mini one is so cute and it comes in suede, and you know I'm a sucker for navy suede navy with gold hardware. This is so adorable. And it only retails for $168. Now another Madewell bag, if you are into that style with that buckle and the tag, not the tag, but like the strap hanging off, but you like bucket bags, this is massive. So instead of spending money on the row bucket bag, which it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, I want one for myself even though I don't like bucket bags, but if you don't want to spend the row money, this is a fantastic alternative. The last Madewell bag I want to cover is the drawstring shoulder bag. Now Songmont has a version of it, MZ Wallace, which I'll touch on in a second, also has a version of it. So if you want to get on that trend, I think this is really cute, it looks really elegant, and of course getting on the trend of suede. Suede, I feel like it should never go out of style. I love suede. And for $200, again, if you can find it with coupons or rewards, I think this is a fantastic option. Another brand I've never talked about on my channel, this one is a New Zealand brand and it's just been plastered all over my Instagram. It's called Late to Work. Now, I usually am pretty good about being on time to work, but I find that name to be very amusing. Their kite crossbody bag is one that they've been advertising. I think it's a newer release. Men can use it, women can use it, and it just looks really interesting and it's very on trend, but also their own spin. I like how they say they only restock in small batches, and this one is their third restock. They also have this Marcello bag in multiple colors. It looks like a Bottega bag, except in a bucket format. Now, obviously this leather woven style is not Bottega's like copyright or anything. Anybody can do it. I think there was a whole entire article about it where some person, another brand actually invented it. However, that technique, that style, however, Bottega took it to the next level and made it popular. So again, I'm going down another rant and a rabbit hole here. At $200 or $249, $250 retail, phenomenal. And the last one is their iteration of an East-West bag. This one really reminds me of the Alaya one. So if you don't want to pay Alaya prices, this one is under $200. Now, I can't speak to the quality of the leather. So if any of you actually purchase one of these and experience the leather, drop me a comment. Let us all know. We would love to know. Dress Up Your Purse, another brand that we all know and love, and I've highlighted her brand multiple times, so I won't go into too much detail, but if you are looking for a deal and some of her pieces, I bought the mini Boston bag, which I've shown on my channel before. I actually purchased that for a friend of mine and her birthday. She freaking loves it. Talk about bang for your buck. Again, her items are made in China, which is why she's able to keep the cost relatively low. Leather is fantastic. Does it smell like Hermes leather? No, it doesn't, but it is such great leather quality. Her Togo leather, she came out with a suede hobo bag. So she's also doing 35-ish% off her entire website for the holiday season. She does run promotions. If you're watching this outside of a promotional schedule and you want to take advantage of it, you could definitely use my code for 15% off. But if you are in the holiday season, definitely take advantage of her 20, 25, 30, 35% off, depending on what stock she has. There is a certain color or there is a certain size that you want. She is a small business owner. She can only run small batches. Definitely don't wait for the 30% off. Snatch that color up and that color combination, gold hardware, silver hardware, snatch it up because those prices are unbeatable in my opinion. Another brand that I've seen on my Instagram that I also haven't covered is called Moonshaft. They don't charge taxes. I'm starting to take notes here, so I'm just throwing that randomly, but again, do your own due diligence. Moonshaft, the double zip bag in the size 24, gorgeous color. I'm on a blue kick and this is called a marine blue. However, they do have a lot of other different colors if you want to check them out, but they've got the whole double zip, the slouchy karate chop in the middle. Another fantastic option if you want to look at a more bigger bag where you can put more stuff in there. This one is priced retail at $433. It does come in a smaller version, the aquamarine, beautiful color. It's got the little ball, I guess, circle tag thing, charm that's hanging off of it, but at $369, well under the $500 mark. We gotta keep going here. I know this video is gonna be insanely long as well. RSVP Paris, I've talked about them at length. I have one of them here, which is the double zip bag. I forget what it's called. I'm smelling the leather, smells so good. And this one is actually over $500. I just wanted to show you RSVP and the quality of it. The other one that I'm really focusing on is the Munchkin bag in the navy mock croc. Oh, that is literally one of my favorite bags, indie brand wise. And if you haven't seen the battle of all of my French independent indie mid-range bag video, definitely go check that out. Not to ruin it for you, but I think I just did. That one actually came number 1 in that video. Obviously, it's kind of like a Michelin star. Is it gonna stay there forever? Maybe, I don't know. Have you guys heard, for those of you who are in Chicago and of course know Alinea and a bunch of other restaurants throughout the US got knocked down from 3 stars to 2 stars. So not that this is my Michelin rated kind of, handbag challenge or anything. However, just because RSVP won, the Munchkin bag won number 1 doesn't mean it will stay there forever. Talking about MZ Wallace. So this one I've shown on my channel before. No, this is not a bag, but you can make it into a clutch. This is the Peony edition. It's a limited edition. I love flowers. I'm a secret plant hoarder. Well, I guess ex-plant hoarder. And I love flowers and plants, so I think this resonated with me very well. I obviously can use this as a cosmetic pouch, a catch-all pouch, or perhaps like a clutch going out to dinner. I think it's vibrant enough, it's beautiful enough. Oh, maybe I could wear it to brunch, I don't know. But a lot of the bags that, actually majority, if I can say that confidently, of MZ Wallace bags are well under the $500 mark. Now, obviously it's not gonna be leather, but do stay tuned. If you are new to my channel and of course returning, follow me on Instagram because I know MZ Wallace is coming out with like their 12 days of Christmas and they do release leather editions and they only do that towards the end of the year during Christmas time. Follow me there. If I see them, I will immediately post it on my story. The other bag I also just want to quickly show you from MZ Wallace is this mini belt bag. Again, well under the $500 mark. It comes with a leather strap. It also comes with a canvas strap. That's what I love about MZ Wallace is that they have a lot of different accessories for every single bag of theirs. And this one actually is leather. Moving right along here, Oleada. I've talked about this bag at length already, so I'm not gonna keep going. I know a lot of other YouTubers do too, but this one is also well under $500 when you get it on sale. I wouldn't pay retail for this, but if you can get it on sale, such a versatile bag. I only use it as a crossbody or a top handle, but a lot of people do use this as a backpack. Not a backpack person. Very durable. To me, this particular leather, yes, it's very processed. However, there's a time and place for very processed leather. I feel like I value the functionality and the durability of this bag as opposed to leather. If I want luxurious leather, I'm gonna go to Hermes, right? Or perhaps RSVP. Whereas if you want durable, indestructible leather, or at least it feels like it, I'm gonna go with Oleada. And of course, if you like the vanity, this is a perfect bag for you to add to your collection that is well under the $500 mark. I recently did an unboxing of the Fabri mini monster. I can't remember. I have so many bags, I can't remember all of their names. This is the mini bowler bag in the East-West kind of style, and the leather is just fantastic. Now, this one does have the rolled leather that I'm usually concerned about. So we'll see how this fares. I haven't been able to use this bag just yet because I just picked it up. But overall, the quality of this bag is fantastic and it retails for $440, something around there. So again, well under the $500 mark. $500 mark. How many times have I said that? Have you guys started taking shots yet? For every time I've said $500 mark, $500? But yes, this is another great one for you to consider if you are loving the East-West with the super long handle kind of look. I think I threw an extra brand in there. This is the mini Astra bag from W Concept. Well, actually, W Concept is a platform, which I have a lot of videos if you want to go check that out. But this is a Korean brand. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it, but this is well under $500 and I love this bag. I haven't shown this bag in a while. My favorite part about this bag is that you can wear it as a crossbody or a shoulder bag. And what's cool is that the strap, actually, there's a little hole for you to tuck it away right down here. It has a little home for it, so it just looks really seamless, and the leather is incredibly soft. So this is another fantastic option. If you want to go down a super extreme rabbit hole, W Concept is wild. I mean, it's not like Amazon or like Temu or anything, but W Concept has a lot of famous indie brands that are from Korea that you normally would never have heard about. It's super unique. And again, I have a whole entire playlist that I'll link for you if you want to go check that out. Home stretch here, the last brand that's officially under the $500 mark. I've done so many of these videos from Quince. Now you've got the Bottega Andiamo dupe if you want to purchase that one, which is really great because they came out with a smaller version. There's the regular size that I did a review on, and then there's a smaller version. So fantastic options for under $200. Now there's also the Italian leather double strap shoulder bag. Again, East-West, the rolled shoulders, so something to think about. You also have the puzzle dupe, which I did a whole entire comparison video. Another fantastic option with multiple colors at $160. You can't beat that. And then lastly, there's the MZ Wallace dupe that I actually have out for traveling, that I prefer the MZ Wallace dupe from Quince over MZ Wallace themselves, just because the strap is very long, which I enjoy very much so. So that actually covers all of the brands that are officially under $500. Are you at shot number like 25 now? But there are some honorable mentions, including Atelier Auguste. Now, all of their retail prices are well over the $500 mark, but if you look at their archives section, they are all under $500 at $400, $440. They are very bright colors from their summer edition. So if you're looking to add Atelier Auguste to your collection, you've never had their bags, which chef's kiss, amazing. And if you're okay with like the baby pink or the baby blue, maybe give that a try. I think that could be a good option. Last but not least is Poel. Now, Poel has skyrocketed in prices. Yes, it's not like, you know, Chanel with their skyrocketing of prices, but for Poel, that used to be all under $500, now have climbed into the $600 to $700 range. There's a couple of them left. This one obviously is one of my favorites, which is the Uno Nano in like a soft pink. This one is still priced at $480, $490, $470. Just had to double check there. However, it puts it well over the $500 mark after taxes, after shipping, after duties. So that's why I didn't want to put it officially. However, the retail price is under $500. Poel is still a fantastic brand. So if you're willing to shell out and cheat a little, so to speak, tiptoe over that $500 mark, I think Poel is still a fantastic option. A couple other bags that I also noticed is under the $500 mark. This one is actually at $360, which is the Nieti, which is again the woven leather. Not really my jam because I feel like that thing is way too small to fit anything. Now the numeral 8 in the mini size is also priced at $470. Again, after taxes, shipping, duties, it's going to be over $500. So something to think about. But if you want a Poel and that's the route you want to go, I think it's still worth it. The numeral Sept mini, not my jam. This one's priced at $480. It's too boxy. The Berry was a very popular bag a couple years ago. Comes out in like, wow, there's like a ton of colors you can choose from. So if you like the little version of it, definitely also priced at $490. You also have the mini seam bag. So if you like the tote, this one's priced at $490. But again, after all of the extra curricular fees, it puts you over $500. But if you like this look, which I think is a very unique tote look, it's definitely worth it. And last but not least, which is the Nude. All right. I'm tired. I've been talking too long. This one's priced at $490. Again, that's going to put you over. But if you like the sculptural design, I think it's still worth it. So there you have it. I've talked at you for quite a long time. Hopefully you got some ideas. I'll do a quick review of ones that I've talked about multiple times. Additionally, there are new brands that you've never heard of and you get some new ideas to maybe consider going into this holiday season and beyond. Life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can somehow adult easier and hopefully less than retail. I'll see you all next time.